Well, hey, we seem to have the party started. Live right here today. Here to say hello. Y'all, I swear somebody be coming into this field unauthorized, throwing stuff under my tent. Like, I would have noticed this a long time ago. And then my stepdad wouldn't let me take the rake from the house. So, check this out. My honey babe got a new outfit. Looking very gorgeous. Oh my goodness. I like to tuck her ears under. When she puts it out, it just kind of stays like pretty. Plus, we got some more water. Yes, wet wipes. I have a whole nother fire for incinerator. People. So we do a lot of things with her in my hand. Let me see if I can do this. Ooh, I think those psychic bastards would have wanted to snitch the second that I'm not doctoring. Let's get it crank over here. I told you not to lift your chin up, and if you weren't fighting me, it would be that easy. Come on, don't lift your chin up. And come on. Oh. Well, every time they do that revving BS, we gotta. Another chug of water every time, because I think they're radiator gun car engines drain dogs and older people. And then I'm 38 years old. Don't I look 12, 17, 22? So I think they don't want me to look the same when I'm like 70. I don't care what y'all say. Remember, there's a good and evil to everything. Magic, too. I think they're just a personal vendetta. Pity. And then their revs are probably dry that from her. So she doesn't get pneumonia. That's what I don't think they meant on purpose. That's what you call an Illuminati chokehold. They got her to choke, and it's just not going to be pneumonia. And then the idea is not to have silver and pink on a sweater hoodie that says love. So I learned how wicked they were until I got this, snuck that off of her. And then I don't want this Wichita State water jug either. Check it out. Ugh. Aluminum sheet metal from Ace Hardware for $20. There's caulk glue that sustains high heat. They think they have it at Dollar General, but the one I'm at is always, like always out of stock on those particular items. Like, I like using the skunk pads because it like turns into soap with a little bit of water and you can clean yourself. Then I like boil a big pot of Lysol fabric sanitizer, put it on top of this thing, and y'all, that so works. Oh my goodness. I'm about due to do that. But my Social Security direct deposit is coming up real quick. And then if we get the $2,000 tariff, I bet you I'll be out of this problem for good. And I ain't buying cars. But this $99 off the Walmart app. This blow up tip was $200. And I was particular about the layout more than having a tent stove jack. So when I didn't have like wind gusts to worry about, it was kind of like the like aluminum tape and stuff. But yeah, it was ghetto. The outside would have looked great if the caulk didn't slip down a little and put something that I'm afraid to perfect over there. And then I'm like, this thing, I like tent stoves instead of using the EcoFlow Wave 3, because your food will be boiling the minute you drop it on this thing like this. And on a really cold day, I'll leave this open, but I don't know how to finesse this quite yet. Sometimes you'll get fumes, sometimes you won't. I have to play with the damper. But sometimes having this closed and this closed, the wind will pull it up and the flames will be just as high. But with this open right now, That's just all the heat that we need. I think it makes it feel like summer in here on a good day. This winter is not like last winter, y'all. Like, it's supposed to be sleet and snow halfway through January. Now I still hope it doesn't snow in February. I just remember my birthday's in April on the 17th. I'll be turning 39. And it's usually still chilly during spring cleaning. Yeah. I kind of been hoping on the snow because I could incinerate my trash in a clay pot or something. So that'll be my next mission, to get a clay pot from that backyard. I don't know if people are faking deaths on dogs because of my mom's burnt down house, but I wish they didn't know that you're a dog. I ain't gotta put a bag on your head, is because, what is this world come to? I don't care who they showing what. Like, for me to be sitting here living life like I'm an angel, but like, what is that stuff that Miss Universes, Miss Americas aren't supposed to be noticing? Like, one time in 2023, they had spilled blood on the highway shoulder of 40 going through towards Phoenix to LA. It was like all the way up to Flagstaff, y'all. I was afraid somebody was gonna claim me, like, and I wouldn't have dared filmed that. I think that would have been disrespectful. There's just some things that you have to know you don't want to be a messenger about. So I'm monetized on Facebook. I'm hoping to get monetized on YouTube as well. Oh. Well, this was too long after all. Do you have any idea what these are originally for? Because I used it to cut through. Well, I used it to cut the sharp corners off of the aluminum sheet metal. So I use this to lock both of my doors. And I had the steak bag for that tent, but I have this wood for this tent, so I use this to tie everything shut, just so I don't wake up feeling delusional, just so it isn't completely my fault, just so it never happens. That hopefully the Illuminati just wouldn't breach. They wouldn't show signs of terror, which I also have a theory that if they've always been wanting me to be a retard, that sleeping next to the door would be a huge no-no, because they might knew how to seamstress a new door back on. So then they try to toss things in front of me, like on the apps that I would have bought if it wasn't some imminent idiosyncrasy that's all that was. Gets me in trouble. I mean, I kind of want a cot it, to be off the ground, uh, just because a cot will give me a chance to sit. You know, sometimes Indian style I like that, but nah. So I have these two buckets that I bought from Dollar General. You could buy them at Dollar Tree for $1. And I just put two bags, grocery bags, in them, and it covers the whole bucket. I use the bathroom tied shut, and then I plan on incinerating those. You know, maybe on a night the wind is blowing so hard that nobody will smell anything. I fill my pee with those empty gallon jugs of water that I buy. And there's gutters that I could pour the bit to. That's kind of what I do with Minnie's poop sometimes anyway. I mean, yeah, all the time. Okay, so before this gets warm, yo, juice, girl. Like, I want Kool-Aid fermented pickles. And I don't want to do that on my own. There's a store that sells them, but they're sliced. Now, they're good. You know, because the first time I had to try like grape or berry or something. This time I got to try what I wanted, fruit punch. Girl, $5. And it'll taste just right. But I think I talked to the store owner. Hold up. And he thinks those aren't selling like hotcakes. Was that too early to put all that in there? I put all that in there anyway because I'm over here, further over here. Like, there's tents that are twice as big for the same price, and they got 10 stove jacks already built in, and then I still would use an aluminum sheet metal. It just, it makes that part solid so it'll never flip over and burn into your tent. So is it the heat or is it the ashes? Like, I like the tent stove because it doesn't have any dust or ashes noticeably in here, but my heat rashes are coming back itching again. Uh, I'm sitting too close. Oh, and I'm drink sugar, y'all. Oh my goodness. Oh, I forgot the best cure to heat rashes is drink your water. And take your showers, and then you can still wear your clothes in bed at night. So that's what I want to do today is just really get stayed caught up. Drink about whoa. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's close our eyes for a minute and picture my $1,000,000 camping style. I imagine having Jabara's carpet. I don't know if they have that everywhere. But you could even get vinyl for cheap. Obviously, I was thinking enough for a 4x8 plywood camper was gonna be just like, what, 20 bucks of vinyl? But if I put carpet in here, and then put plywood on top of that, and then it's gonna be treated plywood this time, by the way. I need to make sure that the bugs can't start chewing at it whenever they do, because I've never noticed those kind of problems. But I think they really like drywood. I don't know for sure. There's holes in the poles. There's one pole over here. They're even though. It's almost like one of those rollers that are used for skin. They're perfect holes. Far enough off the ground that something couldn't go any further. And that looks like drywood. So I'm scared of that. I'm scared. Like, do they just end up chewing at your dog's bones before you know it? That's what I'm scared of. Cellulose is what I heard. So we move around. We don't stay in the same area for too long. Like it's like October to like March, April, May. I think last year, I think I was done in May. Then I take down my hair by sleep so my hair doesn't break off little by little. So, yep, I probably wake up looking like a troll in the morning. Oh, but y'all ain't seen nothing, y'all. Alabama really does have like this Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead looking guy. Had some straight, stiff hair, like he had a hint of African American in him. I swear to God. Y'all saw me chopping it up with him. Yeah, like it should be nothing wrong with telling a guy that you know, if you think I'm popular, I'm gonna tell you you're handsome. And I think a lot of white guys notice their worth once I. Like, wait a minute, can I know my worth? Like, Yeah, I just I be trying to have conversations that don't get into all that private stuff. I don't think that ever happens. I'm gonna find out I ruin my videos every time I talk. That talk. Hold on. I need to remember what that is. Maybe like these. I've been doing very good about not poking holes. I think I'll still need firewood today. It feels great. Like I don't need a whole lot of that. So if this is gonna burn slow, I don't wanna ruin that. Let that burn slow because once it gets to 9, 10, and 11, 12, and 1, it'll be colder. And then have y'all noticed it is the coldest right before the sun comes up? Like I feel like 4 o'clock in the morning ain't even the coldest. I gotta stop trying to cut my own split in. But I think the trick for people who gotta do it at home is part these small parts like plaits and then twist it, and then when it gets too thin at the roots, you want to cut it where it'll be a bulky straight cut. So if I were to use that rule, I'd be mad because it would feel most thick. I would probably go from here to here. But if I were to be a little bit more logical for me and my length, I would say from here to here. And then that's a pretty good straight cut of it. But I'm gonna do that because when you comb your hair it gonna pull out strand by strand. Just part my hair in fours and it'll be done sooner than later. I got some shears for sure. I mean, this method really helps. I just shouldn't tell the salons to do that because they know how to do all of this. They, they know how to do all of the legs and the and then what do you, girl, they don't have YouTube videos for exactly how to cut split ends. You just gotta pick a hairstyle that you want on everything. Okay, starting to get just a tad bit chillier. I'm gonna open the damper some more. You know, everything happens for a reason, y'all. One of my viewers left when I closed the damper. I noticed it. Whenever I leave my hair oil in the tent, I don't be wanting to put that shit on my hair with once I left it, because I'm just afraid. Okay, let's get it straightened up in here. We never wear shoes in here. Okay, this time, this goes on the ground first. That way the big tent on top of that doesn't slide around. I think you can't fit this whole one-person tent in here from the door to the back when it's open, when it's being used. I want to do that for more security against insects. Just in case that ever pops up. Oh, trust me, we would not be here. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Give me a second. This is looking better this way. Everything just folds out easier. It looks even under the tent upside down. So I usually have the flap on this side, but I need Minnie to be on this side of me because somehow the car's revving radiator guns would affect my dog on this side of me more or at all. But we put the outside flap underneath as if it's an enclosed sleeping bag. So if we were to have an intruder, because I'll wake up in the middle of the night and look before I do anything. I'm always being cautious, y'all. I'm not the type of nigga that'll wait to see what the problem is, okay? We assume the worst and then we dodge the worst first. But so if I get our hands and paws on a heavy duty 800-pound wagon and an electric trike or bike with tires, it would be fun to kind of roam around, maybe find something more articulate for my videos. But probably not. I would rather have the wow factor with my gear than the scenery now, because I'm afraid of being what Monopoly is, where you land in front of the wrong person's house and become their trophy retard. Supposedly Wichita's #1 at human trafficking. And we're kind of like halfway through the United States north of Texas. Up in Wichita, Kansas. So I got $1 million question for y'all. Do you really think social media makes it legal for people to sell out people? Well, I came from a background that believes that you'll never reuse the same play. Quote. So once you use that play, maybe you're free to tell it, but I don't know. I kind of feel iffy about that. Like, as long as you don't admit it's a hit and miss. Well, I think it just depends on what I want eventually. Hell, I'm not gonna find out those reps can voodoo me to start rambling my life away. Hell no. Besides, I'm gonna take my socks off and feed Minnie some water. Your feet makes up 100% of your body health. Okay? We at Wichita, Kansas, okay? Don't let that Knoxville sound fool you. Okay? But if you take care of your feet, you can take care of your heel. You can take care of your fever. You can take care of your feeling alive. Okay, we need some of this. We need some of this air, and then I'm super afraid somebody will do a flash through my window. But I really like how it's got like this professional like net on it. But I wouldn't leave it open for raccoons to chew through and find out if I have food in here. But I'ma tell y'all that I want an EcoFlow Wave 3, but it's gonna take too long for $1,200 for the unit and the battery and the solar panel. Worth the darn. And my tent stove literally has the water boiling as soon as it sits on there. But I'm using camping pots. And the trick to camping pots is you just fill it up to the line with water, and you can cook a whole box of mac and cheese or anything. It's all like the same measurement, and the food's edible. I mean, like I just because you may not approve of the way I'm living doesn't mean I don't like good food. Like I don't expect people to like what I like, but I'll tell you that those little camping pots, pans, it just, you don't need butter and milk, for real. And then I haven't even tried the extra cheesy. It was some themed kind. I've never tried that yet. I'm afraid to, cause the original kind that I use, I just put a can of tuna in it, y'all. Like, forget those Hamburger Helper cheesy tuna. Like, just use mac and cheese and a can of 5-ounce tuna with water and just dump all that in there with the water. And once it's boiling, okay, I think I just drained the water out of the can. Then I add the water to finish brimming it to the top, blah blah blah. Then when the water is boiling, you cook the noodles. Then when the noodles dry out on their own, and absorb up into the noodles, you add the tuna and the cheese powder, and you just cook it some more. So I like to use the lid because the lid will use the condensation maybe to keep the food from sticking to the bottom of the pan. Sometimes there was something I liked putting butter on. I don't remember. Oh, that's what I was missing from the condensed cream of chicken. Duh. Because the first time I made that, it was so good. Then the second time was like, I thought I would go hog wild over that recipe, and therefore the title of my videos be what I like the most about the video. So, yep. Ugh. It was egg noodles, cream of chicken, butter, and a can of diced carrots. Yeah. You know, since this is juice, I just don't want this all over the internet. It's juice. Okay, we're talking kids' juice. We're talking about sugar water. We're talking about tea. My stuff. Okay, honey, you can get over here now, just in case we don't slide off of things. Okay. So these came with the tent stove. I used them as a pillow. But it goes underneath. And then I put it one underneath one layer. One underneath another. And so forth. And where is the water so they're not sucking the life out of me with them real engines, okay? You know, I don't sound repetitive, do I? Okay. New goals. Or they're gonna try to show y'all how to whack boys. They're gonna try to show y'all how to whack boys. I'm better off just not snitching how they can pretend like they see the real me. Or that's what the Rev Illuminati chokehold is doing. Hold on. Don't tilt your head all the way up. I am so fucking drugged by food or something right now. Here. stop doing that before I smack you and it ain't even your fault. Like, now if you cough it out, but what the fuck is you even doing that for? That's gonna be humiliating if I wasn't a bigot all the way through it. Get over here. That doesn't mean that I stop hydrating you. It only still doesn't mean to stop hydrating you. Me and Minnie, we gotta take it easy. Because they try to prove that a retard tries the same thing expecting different results, and they're just trying to use the rev as a way to prove them that they knew how trying the same thing expecting different results really works. So I gotta take it easy with Minnie, and I think we need milk and calcium. But most of our water heals. Is it just for show? Like, and then you got the semi truck about 3 miles that way. I don't know how it's that loud. And then on camera, it's gonna sound like that. It's gonna sound close. No, I'm gonna prove what a retarded snitch is. Stop. Cough it out. Go ahead, cough it out. Why is it happening the whole time while we're on film? Come here. We're gonna do this where, like, I can't let that make me stop giving her water tonight. I can't. Come here. The idea is the Illuminati's gonna try to use me to break her spine just to charge my phone to be a snitch. Because everybody hates crackheads, okay? And now that's a reality. That it affects people who shouldn't. Yeah, like I'm gonna know it's worth. Okay, so these embers are bright red. Sometimes I like to boil a pot of water just to have a humidifier in here, but then I don't want the sheets getting damp. Got the shoebox, this box. the pee jugs so they could go down a gutter. This wood is safe to keep it here. We haven't opened up this can of carrots. New bottled water. Keep it over here so we don't have super cold water versus body temperature. My socks. 3 long lighters, 1 short one. Believe me, I need all of them. Look, like I never know which one's gonna work and which one doesn't. Woo! Hey. Okay, and then. Oh, 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 oh. Oh! Oh my goodness! Really? I think it's just been sitting by the warmer. And then, oh, this one's for show. Ah! Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, I like to cook with chopsticks. Have you ever noticed the really long chopsticks and they're like cheaper? Well, I actually find it more useful to cook things with chopsticks, I swear. Mm. Plus, they're easier to clean. Or they use less water. But with my other utensils, I try to boil them in soap water with the pot. Scrub those. I need regular scrub pads instead of like the brush. I need it to be like on a handle. I feel like the brush thing, I think it's good for scraping off the brim and everything, but if you've got the one with the handle on it, it's the soap, you can reach those sides. I think that has more of a elbow grease effect than the bristles do. But I feel like the bristles, they absorb the steam, they bring it with them, and you get that stuff clean really good. But I leave the lid on so the condensation can melt everything off of both. The lid, because the lid is a pot itself, it's a handleless pot. I usually use it to put the cooked food in while I'm cooking a side like mashed potatoes or green beans if I'm not putting the green beans in the mac and cheese when I don't have tuna. We don't eat Knorrs because I think that's the effect that I have. It's not worth it. I made a video a couple of years ago about how funny that was. That you might as well go give that package of those to some fiends because they'll know how to, they don't care how it affects them. Oh man, my laugh and everything was just so, my delivery was so funny on that video, yo. Oh my goodness, I had a whole box of Knorr packaged food planned until I really noticed. Alright. Okay, I try to keep mini from being too close to the side. But as you can see, the light is never directly on us, in our face, or any of that. I really just want stuff with reflector stuff that points up, and the LED strip points up, and it just bounces the light off of, so you could kind of see enough in here, just like this. hmm You know, spiders gonna crawl through. That's aluminum sheet metal on the outside. See how we regulated it so that doesn't overheat? I like my stuff in the front. Oh my goodness. Okay. Ooh. Let me hurry up. That's a tin stove floor mat for like heat resistant and everything. But I don't put it to the test, and I have layer protection under it. But I learned you don't need that much protection in the back. You need just a little bit of leeway up front. With this tin stove, I have to tighten the washers to all these three. This thing that lifts up and down that could come loose. That the damper door, that's about halfway through needing to be tightened. And these. So back here, I never have to worry about the wind blowing that up and out, because it would fill this room with smoke. Ever since we moved over here, it didn't matter whether or not the trees had leaves. It's okay over here. I really just want something to absorb light from this and that. And over there, there's a car way out in the, across the field, across the street, and over in them houses. They try to point their car this way. It was like they bought a new car just to have some bright lights. That really kind of feel cringy. Even when you never look at them when you're stepping out of the tent. I really have to have my hoodie on, look down, have Minnie under my coat, because I'm expecting them to wait for me to forget that. And then I heard gunshots over there, and I felt like I knew why I trusted pointing my tent that way instead of this way towards the small tree forest area. Like, I really heard gunshots over there because they weren't convincing enough about getting me to act skittish. Like, really. But just to prove to y'all that we are nowhere near cars. Didn't I do that all in the same video? No, because that was for my homemade video. Like, I gotta prove to y'all that we're all the way far from everything. Like, I hate walking the Dollar Tree. Like Dollar General food sometimes keeps me from pooping and I still don't want to walk the Dollar Tree. Then I forgot you can use the this water dispenser to fill up gallon jugs of water there for 30 cents each. I think 30 cents gives you 3 gallons. Or no, it gives you one because I think a little more than that gives you three. I'll say I never got more than 3 gallons at a time, so $1 probably something like that gives you 3 gallons. Is it time? Hmm. I think the Illuminati's trying to make everything sound loud. And then audio microphones makes everything so much like y'all, like they think they can brainwash whatever it takes to turn me into a retard. Just whatever it takes, y'all. Like, believe me, I'm showing y'all the food I'm cooking. That's not my favorite food. They think they could brainwash anything. I'm willing to bet that as long as I'm never on my way back to Hollywood, that all my worst fears won't come true. As long as I'm never caught walking, they're gonna make people think that, well, let me put it in a way that they can't repeat. I don't sext people. So when I'm using my phone to snitch, I think the Illuminati's gonna pretend that, like if they see me on the news, to pretend like they think I'm sexting. Because the idea is to brainwash themselves as if it couldn't have snitched. So that's all the rambling I need to do today. It's been an hour and 14 minutes. Like, I gotta pee in a jug, a new jug. This, like, I just want to keep embers in there. I don't really need a raging fire right now. Uh, I'm cutting off.